Well, this has been a great 3 days here for me because you all haven't worked me nearly as hard as I usually have to work. All of you have good golf swings, great golf swings, and they're getting better and better and better. You can give me some reaction to some of the drills. I mean, these things, obviously, I've been developing them for more than 40 years. As I've, tried to communicate to you, the function of the drills is to magnify improprieties in power application so that if you're sending any energy back into your body which causes the plane to change, you become super sensitive to not only that, but also how to properly sequence the golf swing so that you can apply maximum mass against the ball with minimum effort. That's the fundamental principle behind gravity golf, is that we hit it with our mass and not with our muscle. And that's what I want everybody to leave the school feeling, is that you don't have to work at it.
One of the funny things is I learned that about the mass during the putting segment we had with the driver, where you felt how it come through. Then once I got back over here, it was like a light bulb went off. I mean, through that, just the putting and the chipping, how you move your body through.
It's strange that some people will feel what they're trying to accomplish, and from a standpoint of power application, they may feel it through a short game drill. Other people will feel it through a driver drill. Somebody will feel it through a cross-footed drill. People don't all learn the same, so you have to kind of throw out different drills and see what people respond to. But there is a drill out there that will let anybody feel how to utilize gravity to help you apply power correctly, and that's what we're trying to do. And all of you over the course of these 3 days have felt what it feels like to power the ball properly. And what you'll experience as you go home and continue doing the drills, it will happen more and more frequently. You'll become super sensitive to anytime you send energy back into your body. This is what everyone's trying to eliminate. This is why great athletes from other sports have difficulty making inroads into golf, because they all are covered with muscle and they can't help when they get over a golf ball from wanting to use that muscle on the ball and fail to realize that part of it's going back into their own body to cause the plane to shift. Golf balls rarely sprout feet and walk into the new club path. So this game is all about path control and foot-pounds of energy going to the ball.
I think that's part of it, is that I came in, really wanting to hit the ball all the time, and I felt that was a big problem, is that you just saw it, hit it, but what this is giving is just giving you time. It makes you slower in the swing. It gives you time to pick up the ball and trust that you're going to hit the ball.
You're feeling that the swing is a sling instead of a hit, right?
Yeah.
That's good.
I think the thing that amazes me the most about gravity golf, though, is sure you hit it great, but we've hit balls for 3 days, and I've had some back problems, and my back feels great. And I've hit more balls in a day than I might hit in a month, as opposed to what I was doing before, where I was hitting less balls and I had a lot of pain. So it's been a pain-free 3 days, and I think that's part of the swing.
When you flex your arm starting down in the downswing, the energy that goes back into your body will go straight to your lower back or to your leading knee, which Tiger Woods can attest to both of those things. He's used all that upper body strength inadvertently to tear his body apart. And it all comes down. It's not that he's incapable of swinging the golf club correctly. Makes the most glorious iron shots of anybody you've ever seen. He picks up a driver and he tries to terrorize the golf ball, and he's terrorizing his own body in the process. So it really, you will enable yourself to play golf to a very, very advanced age if you know how to apply power correctly and do not send your own leverage back against your system and against your joints.
Well, Fred took
took what I was going to say right out of my mouth. I came to figure out whether I could still play golf at all because of my difficulties with my lower back that aren't going to go away, that are only going to get worse. I physically was incapable of doing a lot of what instructors wanted me to do to get to the ball. Falling to the ball, the counter fall, gets me to the ball without trying to bump my hip. I can't do that. I didn't know whether I'd give it up or continue, and that's why I'm here, and that's what I'm taking away.
Pretty far to be.
I'm always in pain. It doesn't matter. The pain in my lower back never goes away. It doesn't matter, but and it never will. But the thing is, I feel that if I continue to do what I'm supposed to, what I've learned how to do, and practice it, I can continue to play golf and not have this, to destroy my lower back any worse than it did.
If you're physically capable of playing golf in any form or fashion, the gravity golf technique is going to be the easiest on your body of any possible way you could swing, because you're not sending energy back into yourself. All the energy comes out of your body, and it comes out sequentially correct so that you don't put any hitches or energy back into yourself. The science is absolutely rock solid as far as power application is concerned.
But the thing that gets me, David, is you talk about all this energy, it feels effortless. I mean, I'm out, I've been shooting my distances, I'm hitting it farther, and I'm not working at it as hard. It feels effortless power, and yet that ball just rockets off the face.
That's the problem in golf instruction, is that you can ask 1,000 people what they feel when they make a perfect pass. They say, when I hit it perfectly, I don't feel anything. What they're really saying is that when I make a perfect pass, I feel a harmony of movement between my parts where everything moves in sequence and nothing labors. I couldn't tell any of my students to, just take the golf club and go out there and swing till you don't feel anything, and then you're going to have a perfect swing. They'd look at me like I'm supposed to pay for that information. But that's what you're really trying to do, is create that harmony that winds up feeling like you did nothing. Everybody stumbles across that feeling at some point in their life when they're swinging a golf club, but very few people are able to retain that because they fail to realize that there is a very, very defined recipe for creating that feeling. If you do not get the body off vertical before you start the downswing into the counterfall, the core mass will not release freely without being driven. You'll have to drive it with your hind foot or pull with your shoulders to create that effortless body rotation. To make that happen all the time, you must be aware that the counterfall is what creates that freedom of rotation, and all the arms have to do is just completely deadfall, and the rotation of the core creates the sling that moves that ball.
I'll tell you, one thing I like about it is I know when I go home, because I have learned here what I'm doing wrong immediately when I put tension in, or I've moved something wrong. I can immediately feel that.
That's what all the drills do, is
so
they magnify
now,
your
when I go home, I can do it by myself, because I'm like, oh, I got a little, I got a little tension there. I tried to hit it, or I didn't move, or so you'll be able to take this home, do the drills, and correct yourself.
Right.
I think what you're trying to do is you're trying to communicate a feeling, and you can't communicate what you should feel.
Yeah.
But that's what the drills are supposed to do, or just
And it
show you
does
what
that,
to feel.
yeah. It's really made a believer out of me that, all sports I've ever did, you did drills to learn how to play the game, instead of like most people teach it. They want you to play the game, in the middle of learning. And this is really a good way.
Golf is all the positions that you have to go into are very, very important, but they're going to be unique to every individual. I like to use the example that if you go into an anatomy lab and look at 40 skeletons in there, all the bones can be the same, but the skeletons all look different because the bones have taken a different length or a different shape as they've formed as a child, and how your bones are set and how your mass is distributed on your frame will dictate that there is an ideal swing plane for every individual. Nobody on the planet can tell you where that perfect plane is. I can't do it. Ledbetter can't do it. McLean can't do it. Nobody can do that. The drills will show you whether or not you're in the perfect plane, because you're not going to hit the ball solidly unless you're in that plane from these exercises we use. So we use these drills to isolate perfect technique in people, even if they're not aware of how they're supposed to move all their parts. The drills are going to extract those technically perfect movements from them, even if they have no concept of how they're supposed to move. Some of the most successful schools I've done have been with people from other lands that I could not even dialogue with, and I just get up and demo the drills for them, and they get up and it's a monkey see, monkey do thing, and they learn through the exercises to feel exactly what they're trying to feel.
I think that's exactly right. I was thinking, I had this lesson where they videotaped me and they said, oh, your plane is perfect. Well, it wasn't perfect. Something was wrong with it because I wasn't hitting it very well. And we just did a few drills, and as I did that one-handed drill and my hand got higher, then I could just feel the whole thing just drop down. I'm hitting it so much better. But the guy with the camera wasn't able to tell me that. It was really the drills, just doing the drills right till I could hit it, that I could see that my plane needed to be very different than what I thought or what others had told me about.
Nobody alive can tell you where your perfect plane is. Your ball flight will tell you. If I went back here, you're watching me go back, is this plane perfect for me, or that one, or that one?
Right.
One of those planes is going to hit the ball dead on the money, and the other two are going to miss-hit it. So that's something that you have to feel. I can't look at you and feel your range of motion any more than you can feel my lack of range of motion. So that's something that every individual has to find on their own.
And I'll tell you something else, just having 4 people here, I know I learned so much from you telling one of them something, and it clicked in me that, hey, I'm kind of doing the same thing, because we're all doing the same thing with the drills basically, but having this many people and you explaining something to him, and I'm doing the same thing, it just kind of clicked, like I'm sitting down here, yeah, I'm doing the same thing.
You can always learn more in a group with this, because you can see that these tension problems are in every individual that plays this game. I could bring in people off the tour and put them in some of these drills, and you would see all sorts of technical junk hop right out on the table. The drills will expose power application issues in any individual. It doesn't matter how good a player they might be. So you all can see, and not only can you see issues in other people, you can see people solving them and how they're going about doing it. So that's why a small group environment like this works fantastically for learning of exactly what it is you're trying to accomplish.
And you do such a great job of explaining what you have to do. I mean, it really, I mean, we've all talked about it. I mean, you hit the net every time we're doing something wrong. It's like, boom, you got it figured out. Move the ball a little bit.
Well, or you'll say, go back and do this drill.
Yeah.
And sure enough, I go back and do that drill, and it all sorts itself out. I can feel what I couldn't feel before.
Like I told you the other day, you ought to be a teacher. Yeah, you ought to be a coach.
Believe me, this ain't my first rodeo. Forever. So we're getting a pretty decent handle on how it's supposed to work.
Well, you do a wonderful job. It's been an eye opener for me.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much. I appreciate that. You all have been great students, and I know you're going to go home and keep doing the drills. And there's the only limit to how you develop as players is going to be your own desire to get out there and develop the sensitivity in your own body. All of you are capable of doing it because I've seen each of you hit perfect shots. All that remains to be seen is if you can become sensitive enough to what you're doing to be able to do it more frequently. So,
Thanks.
No, I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you, Dave.
It's been great.
great job, troops.
thank you.
Thank you all.
Right.
Improve upon the power and efficiency that will last your game a lifetime. Gravity Golf's 3-day schools are held at Orange County National's Golf Center and Lodge in Orlando, Florida. Join us for 3 full days of hands-on instruction. Learn how Gravity can assist your game. Sign up now at gravitygolf.com or call us at 407-347-5288. Gravitize your swing today.